I just want you to know that I had like many people ask me, "Hey, what the f***'s up with the podcast?" Okay, you know what I told every one of them? Why don't you, why don't you ask Brad? And in typical fashion,
And you know what's crazy? In typical fashion, no one asked Brad.
because they're afraid of what's gonna. They're afraid. They're afraid of they're afraid of the consequences. That's why.
Of asking me?
Yeah.
I'm like, well.
And you're like, listen.
I don't have AC in my car.
And you do a kamehameha.
And I do a...
One of those.
Yeah. I throw up.
Wake up!
Hey there, welcome back. This is When I Wake Up. My name is Tano, and the man over there is Brad. And there he is.
Hey.
And
Hi.
it's episode number 40. And we took a large break. And you know what? We didn't mean it, but it happened. And whose fault was it?
What do you mean?
Whose fault was the break?
I think it was season 7 when her and Ross were on a break. The break was... I think it was Ross's fault. Because he kept repeating himself, saying, "We're on a break." So, I think... And I can't say no to Jennifer Aniston, so... I think it's Ross's fault.
Brad.
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going okay.
What do you think about the new decorations?
You mean that?
Yeah. And the lights.
That?
Right.
Yeah.
You like them?
What about that?
Oops. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
It looks unfamiliar.
That's because you haven't been over here. You know what I mean? You got to come on over. Come on over, baby.
Huh?
Anyway.
That's right.
How's the golf game going?
Anyway, anyhow.
How's the golf game going? Pretty good?
So, let's see how big of a piece of shit that I am. When was the last time we did a podcast?
Like over a month ago.
So, but it was after or before the Shawnee?
It was after. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you don't know anything about anything. Good.
I mean,
so I have to explain everything that's ever happened to you. Okay.
Somebody knows.
There might be a God. No. Yeah, so I've bought 2 different bags since the last podcast. I am 1, 2, 3, 4. From a full set, I'm like 6 or 7 clubs away.
Halfway there. Halfway there. You need a bunch of wedges.
I need a sand and a pitching wedge. Okay. I need a 7, an 8, and I think a 3.
Don't need
Or maybe
that.
I have a 3. So it's like a 7 and an 8.
Don't need a 3.
I need a sand, a pitch, a 7 and an 8. I think I have a 3. Maybe it's my 4-iron. That really nice one that has the.
That's a 4, yeah. That gold one.
That's a women's club.
No, it's not.
It is.
The gold one.
It might not be, but then a lot of it makes sense.
You can't hit any of them.
It said, well, yeah, but it said lady, like on the logo of the of the club.
That's okay. Terrell uses little kids clubs, and some women use men's clubs. You know, it's okay.
This is the boys and girls club.
Different strokes for different
clubs.
Right. You want to go to the 180 this weekend? Anyway,
this weekend week?
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound like one of those, but I'm getting pretty good at it. So, like, I need to go out by myself some and just see what's up. See if I can actually score on, like, the easy, you know what I mean, course down the road. But, yeah, past couple times we went out, I was playing real good. So,
just so you're aware, I
wish I could just tell you how to do it, and you listen.
I was seeing tee times, price wise, for like $15.
Yeah.
Is it really no cart though?
No, you can get a cart.
Okay. Because like this, there was hella spots.
Yeah, it just says no cart on golf now, but yeah, you get a cart. Just most people go there and they walk. That's the thing. It's really short. You can walk it in like a couple hours.
The cousin's wedding I just went to, he left his clubs.
Your cousins got married?
Both cousins. Yeah.
Your cousins married each other? That's not cool. First cousins?
Kirk Cousins?
Your cousin married your cousins?
Did she marry Kirk Cousins? He left his clubs behind, so he would have a set to play with.
And you said you brought your wedge inside so you can.
Yeah.
What about at the girl's house? Did you do it there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Swung under cats. Yeah.
Full swing, like Danny and Archie in the backyard?
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is around your dog. Bring your dog outside. And
No, not in the fucking living room. Get him out.
Yeah. Bring him outside. And take full swings with all your golf clubs while your dog's like real close nearby. Rear close nearby. I'm also Korean. And
Liros queer by.
And yeah, take some full swings with your dogs around. You're gonna like what happens.
Especially if they're not going outside. It's way more like natural to do it then.
What do you think about all the recent AI development with like I've been seeing a bunch of videos on Instagram of
it's not good,
like
and it's purposely not good.
Like sitcoms made out of AI, and like the ones of like Sasquatch that's like a person and he's like vlogging what he's doing and stuff. Yeah. Have you seen those? Dude, the ones of the sitcoms with the jokes are pretty funny. Like they're pretty good jokes. Now they're all like the same thing. They all end up being like the same joke. You know what I mean? But
like what's better than some of the things we've seen for a little bit? Like
sorry.
Errands? No, like some of them are like clearly better and more well done than others that we've seen for a while. Because we talked about it, like the AI voiceover came first. When it was the same guy telling you that the banks and like that's been around forever.
Have you seen this?
What I don't like.
What you don't like is what?
What I don't like is that it's everywhere, and what's bad that's being out there is purposely bad. Like I've seen commercials that's AI, and it's clear as day that it's not a real person. Yeah. And it's bad, and you're like, this is intentionally bad.
Or like the reporters.
It's intentionally bad. But we're like, oh, they're not there yet. It's like, do you understand what?
No, and that's
even
why
what looks like shit.
That's why they're intentionally bad, though. I think is to be like, yeah, haha. Nah.
Have you seen the clip of Dana White talking about Japan using like Google Pay and Apple Pay in like 05, 06?
No.
When when UFC finally got popular and they were doing shit overseas. Yeah, they were using Apple Pay like Obama administration.
Scanning.
Yeah. Like, and what sucks is that it's not all good, which means some of it is really, really evil and bad because cell phones are great. But knowing that someone had this technology in 2009 can make you want to throw up because the fact that AI exists and we're just pretending that 20 years ago a smartphone didn't exist. Shit did get crazy, for sure. But I feel like cell phones, I feel like streaming, I feel like music and movies and everything. All that shit was tested on other shit.
Yeah.
High security, fucking weird, crazy shit.
Right.
And then in 2020, they're like, 5G?
It's the next step.
5G.
Yeah. You got to get to the next step.
And meanwhile, like 30G, like fucking devices.
They've already figured out
Like-
what type of tumors develop in the brain from 30G
You
in
can
a community.
You could be 30 meters below Indonesia. And from Chicago, they're like, hey, and it just gets there. No problem. There's no problem.
Have you seen this?
What's the problem?
Have you seen this? That Timbaland fucking signed a AI artist.
Oh. I think, I forget who it was, but I made someone cry laughing.
It's an AI generated Asian woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pissed Annie off.
Renowned producer Timbaland has launched its own AI entertainment company, Stage Zero, with its first artist, Tata. The company was co-founded with its creative partner, Zaid Portillo,
That sounds like an AI person.
and film producer Rocky Mudaliar. Liar is in his name? Great. Timbaland will handle most of the production in his new artificial intelligence venture, calling in the new game A-Pop. Great. Okay. I'm not just producing tracks anymore. No. Tata and other artists from Stage Zero will have their music created through a collaborative process between human creators and the AI music platform Suno. Timbaland will upload conventional demos to the system, and then Suno will process them and add human written lyrics. Tata will have social media presence and music videos, which will be produced. See, like, that's what I'm saying. We're sitting here trying to grow like an audience with our music. This isn't a person, and they've already been signed. And then they're going to have a platform, and it's just going to be a ton of followers.
I think I confuse it connects, I promise. I think I confuse our parents' generation because they were young parents with my grandparents because my grandparents were young. My grandpa was born in 47. So when we start remembering shit, he was only in his 60s.
Yeah.
So like he wasn't that old, and then his third wife, who I call my grandma, was 1960. So she's fucking, we're 10, she's 40, 45, 49.
Yeah.
Like,
Young.
so yeah, they're young. It's that generation where like our parents will see that and be like, I don't like this. Like,
dude,
I don't like this. I don't like the song. I don't like that it's AI. I don't like that. But then my grandparents' generation was like, well, the song's not bad. And like, they won't even say they like it. It'll just be on and they'll just be like, huh.
Nah, I don't fuck with this at all.
Everyone that likes America's Got Talent will like this.
Dude, like,
If you, like, there's some that are funny. like the TLC shit, or like any of those, like, look at how fucked up these people are, or like the 90 Day Fiance, like,
Dude, you're taking a spot from
Like-
somebody else, man. Like that's what I don't.
if you like those, that's one thing. But if you're watching that Masked Singer show,
Dude,
if you're watching fucking any of those,
yeah,
you're gonna fucking love this.
Why is anyone watching that show?
Like,
I've seen clips of that, and I'm like, what is going on, man? And like celebrities do it.
yep,
It's what I don't. What?
it's not even a cool idea.
And it's like all auto tuned. Like it's not even them singing
And their
it.
fucking parade mascot pieces, they're not masks. If it was a mask, seen some of that shit before. Where like you put on a ski mask and sunglasses, so clearly he's white, but who is it? Like,
Dude, we were.
you see your fucking lips and your hands, and they're like, okay, well, it's not Danny.
We were filming for that video the other day, and we were
Too many days go by.
we were driving, and I was like, "Damn it, dude, we forgot our fucking ski masks, dude." And Danny was like, "Fuck," because you need those. But yeah, you're not lying.
I don't think he ever learned.
It's not only like taking the easy way out. Like I'm not even thinking that. I'm not thinking like let's use it and not write music. That's not even what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking that you're taking spots away from other people. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I don't. It's not a real person.
I also think like
People try really hard
for sure
to make it, and
that's one of those weird things though, where like that'll blow up in fucking South Korea.
A-pop.
Well, not because it's Asian descent. It's like that's gonna be one of those things where like Latin America or like fucking the weird rave Germans fucking like it. Like it's gonna be one of those things where like it's not. I know Timbaland's like we think it's a USA thing. Cause sure, but dude, there's equally. I think the crazed fan over cool and dumb shit is more equal than we think. Like,
So this is that Suno website. Okay, so we can pick a reference. What is this one? Let's use it. Okay. How do you do it?
maybe a description. No.
How do you? Is that how you spell it? No.
Yeah.
Really?
Like how it's red, and I'm like, yeah.
A guy named Brad who plays ukulele and drives a S10
With diabetes,
with diabetes and
cigarettes.
Okay. What kind of song do we want?
Folk. No, sorry, funk. And depressed if you can find it.
Sad, dark, emotional.
Dude, we can do dark ambient. Dreamy.
Melancholic.
Yeah. Emo. Yeah. Chill.
Male vocal.
I hope so.
I don't want to do any of
Yeah.
this. I wanted to do it from.
Well, there it is. Create. I think it's that gray box right there to the left of all that shit. Yeah, there you go. So, what should the song title be? Click that wheel again. Yeah, it's not going to be Path to Enlightenment. So, Let me see if I actually. Let me just give you. I feel like some of these you don't think actually exist. Let me just give you a fucking song title.
Okay. Yokai.
Ime Udoka. Okay, ready? Starting with parentheses, okay? Parenthesis, capital M. Close it. Old. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Let's see if it'll actually generate lyrics from that. If it knows what.
I wish it was more. I wish it was more like prompt based. So when like it does that, you're like less choppy.
Can I not do that?
Go to the change the title. Okay. Do sleeping lessons.
Why can't I? Can I not change it again?
Yeah, sleeping lessons.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Sleeping lessons?
It's making it all the same, kind of.
It feels like I'm reading a fucking Christmas Carol.
And it's nothing about this either.
I mean, let's just. The best is when they do this shit and they just listen and they react to what it sounds like. So the next one, let's come up with a new title. You'll generate it. Don't read them. We'll just go to the bottom and hit create.
Okay.
We'll just see what it sounds like.
I want to see if it even lets us do it in the first place. Chimarendondi? Bobby? What do you think?
What?
Is that what you think?
What? What'd you say?
Chibaradoobie booby? That's what I said.
No, I was just trying to think of a name to fucking go with. So let's do Unbothered. Nice. Okay. So we'll generate that for the one time. Wow. Wow.
What? Is it because I did it multiple times?
Where whispers dwell, heart beats slow, like a lullaby so well. Dreams float by with old lessons learned. Memories cradle me as I softly turn. Bed creaks softly, a rhythmic tune. Echoes of time in the night's cocoon.
I'd make this too.
Whispers of wisdom, soft and clear, guiding me through dreams without fear.
Pre-chorus?
Each breath a story, each dream a lesson. In the quiet, I find what I am missing. Heartbeats sync with a gentle sway. In this moment, I find my way. Whispers of sleep in the quiet room, guiding me through what I've been through. Memories wrap me like a warm embrace. In the night, I sign what I need to face. Through the creeks and the softest side.
Yeah, they don't have the spacing time. Play the second one.
What is this? Is it different? It is.
In the quiet room,
Ew.
Yeah, fuck
where
that.
whispers dwell.
Oh,
That's kind of
God.
what I mean. When I was reading the lyrics, I'm like, it's gonna be fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's a fucking play.
So that's really. And that's. I don't like that.
But I think we should do one where we try to make it as like funny as possible. Do like a pop song about like bleeding when you take a shit. And make it like a female singer. And she's like, I went to the bathroom. Like, from your anus. With blood loss.
No.
Yes. That's the whole point. We're going to put in all this shit and then and she's going to have to talk about it.
Okay. Blood loss. Yeah, I love that.
Just type in 2007.
Oh my god.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woosa. So do you want to pop country? Do you want to pop R&B? Female pop R&B?
Pop. Either pop country or pop fucking punk. Or pop Indian. You tell me.
Keep going through these. Cause that's what I mean. We can make it like funny. Like
Children.
pop children and click 80 synth pop. And then do
K-pop.
and then the mood, have it be, it has to be a couple things that don't make sense. Mysterious, angry.
You saw Angry?
Yeah. One of
Where?
the first ones. Keep going. Angry and happy. So it's angry and happy.
Okay.
Fucking, and then chill. Female vocal. Okay. And then I think it has to be a funny title. It should be like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Or like
Black Label. I want this.
Charmin Black Label. Scott's Tots. So we can read that, but as soon as one of those says play, they're ready to go.
The song aims
Yep.
at... Okay.
Number one.
It was pretty quick. Let's blast this again.
Yeah, I think you're in the 40s.
That was in the 50s, actually.
Ooh.
Through the tough times when the world seems cold, like the charming Black Label we never sold. We stand tall even when the winds blow hard, with the strength that's unbreakable, we'll never depart. Charming Black Label, unbreakable spirit.
Okay, but I don't see about what it's about. Because we put fucking bleeding and stuff. Here we go. Bleeding. Wait. It's the same thing.
Even when the winds blow hard, with the strength that's unbreakable, we'll never depart. Charming Black Label, unbreakable spirit. When the storm comes, we rise.
Okay, it's terrible stuff.
But I don't even like how it's that bad, but it exists. I don't like that. I don't like that there's good AI music that you can't tell. Because I'm pretty sure one of those like
So
jazz.
it's this, and he's gonna have an artist that's just the same every time, and he's gonna give it beats.
And it's gonna be a different fucking interface where it doesn't sound like a fucking poem. Doesn't sound like a fucking Hallmark card. Like,
Yeah, I don't really know, man.
through the night, put up a fight. Like, none of that. They're gonna make it sound like a fucking person.
It sounded like almost like a Power Rangers intro.
Like an anime intro.
Yeah.
Like a fucking Teen Titans.
I mean, those went hard. So, but
Yeah, they were fucking.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna pay money to do this.
Did we listen to the second?
Yeah, that was the one I was just.
No,
playing.
the other one.
Yeah.
What was different about it? No, that one was worse. That's right.
Yeah.
In the quiet room,
That was like fucking Broadway.
heartbeat slow, like a lullaby so well.
That's like if you dated a theater chick.
This is almost like a Maroon 5.
Life's journey's power in the stillness, where the world fades away. Heartbeats guide, move through the day. Memories whisper in the quiet room, lulling me to sleep with their sweet perfume. Breath by breath in the quiet night, lessons learned in the shadows of light. Heartbeats sync with the gentle sway.
You'd fucking love it.
Oh, yeah.
Whispers of sleep in the quiet room, guiding me through what I've been through. Memories wrap me like a warm embrace. In the night I find what I need to face.
All right. So yeah, don't buy that, guys.
Like, dude, you're getting good. Like,
do not spend your money on, what is it? Murica. Suno Murica. Don't do it. I didn't. I just got some free credits from Brad doing it for a second. Okay.
so now they stole all my.
Just showing you
information,
guys that I've seen a couple podcasts that they've done that, and they've come up with some good stuff because they like took longer on the prompts, and you know what I
too. Yeah,
mean.
the drummer one is funny when he has to drum to a song,
Oh yeah.
and they're like it's about a guy.
Some of them are really annoying though.
Yeah, for sure. But that's what I mean. Like those ones, they say what he told them to say.
Yeah.
Like-
but like he acts like it's funny and it's not.
For sure.
That's
Well,
my-
they punch
that's-
up. They punch up for sure.
That's my problem.
But if he says like, and he sings about taking a shit, he's like, and I took a shit.
yeah,
like,
a
he
bunch
actually
of those
says it,
dude, a
like-
bunch of those country ones end up being really good.
And they're literally about like, like jerking off onto corn. And it's like,
Well,
I've seen those.
no, I know. Of course you have. That makes a ton of sense.
You want to see him?
No.
Because he's trying to. Because that's when he's punching it up. He's doing it on purpose, but he's laughing hard as fuck because they told him to write that and they wrote that. So he's trying to play drums. He's like, and then I came, and then it's like, oh okay, like
yeah. Charmin Black Label. Our unbreakable
Charmin.
Our
She said Charmin.
our unbreakable spirit. When the storm comes, we rise to
What's-
conquer it.
What's
Through the darkest nights, we
what's the second
hold on
verse?
tight.
We haven't even made it to the second verse. What's the second verse?
This one?
No, the second verse. Yeah, what's past the chorus?
I don't know. I don't know how to fast forward it or anything.
No, I meant the lyrics.
Oh,
Yeah.
The black label stands firm through thick and thin, a symbol of resilience.
Click on basic. Because we're on advanced.
I still have 0 credits. I think.
Let's do hip hop. And then boom bap with jazzy samples. That one for sure. And then I was thinking like the prompt, have it be like something that you can't make it a fucking birthday card. You can't make it a card. Like it has to be like your pet dog takes a shit on your carpet. It has to be just that. It can't be 20 different things because you can't make it like...
I don't want to type that. Story about what? What?
Your pet dog taking a shit on your carpet. Because there's no way you can be like, and as the wind blows at night. Like it can't be made like that if it's just your dog taking a shit. It just can't.
Can't. Sorry.
Are you able to share what you made? Like what we've already made?
These?
Yeah. Okay. Let me type the same one.
No.
No, I'll type the same one and then send it to you. You can play it. You know what I mean?
You can't send it to me. You have to get some premium.
Oh, it's premium.
Yeah, and I'm not buying it. Okay? I'm not buying it. You can say whatever you want. Okay? You can talk all kinds of shit and you can fucking try to pitch, you can give me your pitch like a salesman type beat. But I'm not buying it, okay? All right? I just came to the store for a ham, egg, and cheese and decided no problem.
Okay, so I just did it, and I'm going to see if it works.
Okay, so.
But even if it doesn't, that's all right, because I'll mirror my phone to the TV. Whoa, slow down. This episode is brought to you by Shoreline Shine Mobile Detailing, the premier mobile detailing service in Northeast Ohio. If your car is so dirty that kids are using it to write "Wash Me" on it, it's time to call these guys.
Seriously, Brad, if your car, truck, or SUV, or even your boat is looking like it's been through the apocalypse, Shoreline Shine is here to save the day. They'll make your ride so clean, you'll be afraid to drive it in the rain.
You'll be afraid to drive it in the rain. They bring professional, high-quality detailing services directly to your driveway.
What?
That's right. They come to you. No awkward small talk in the waiting room. Let you sip stale coffee. Hey, we've all been there. Just sit back, relax, and watch them work their magic, baby.
And they're going crazy, dude. They're doing deep interior cleaning, paint correction, and even premium boat detailing. You can get your boat detailed by them? What? Shoreline Shine does it all. Plus, they offer add-ons like pet hair removal because your dog might love the car, but wouldn't it be better if it didn't smell like a fur factory in there?
You know what the best part is?
What is it?
Their services start at just $65.
Holy crap.
That's like a pack of cigarettes.
Holy crap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cheaper than therapy for the heartbreak you feel looking at your dirty car. Ooh, you're such a dirty car.
Dirty car.
How did I drive you
dirty
before?
Little car.
How did I drive you before Shoreline Shine? That's the question.
Embarrassingly.
Okay? Whether you're going for just a simple wash or their ultimate full detail package, Shoreline Shine will have your ride looking so good, you'll consider charging people to sit in it. Maybe $20.
So Brad, are you ready to bring the shine back to your ride? Book your appointment today by calling 440-850-6362 or check them out on Instagram at ShorelineShine440 to see their incredible transformations. You're going to love it, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to smell good, you're going to feel good, and your car might even drive better. I don't know. I mean,
guys, come on. Shoreline Shine Mobile Detailing. We bring the shine to your ride. Even if it's been through a mudslide.
Now back to the show.
I woke up early, my day just begun. My dog was acting cute, but he had plans to stun. He slipped out of sight, I couldn't keep an eye. Now there's poop on my carpet, it's a real sigh. I tried to clean it, scrub it on my mic, but it was stuck like a stubborn fight. I called for help, my neighbor came by, said, bro, it's okay, let's laugh and say goodbye. We cleaned it up, but it wasn't done. It left a stain
Dude, it's actually really good.
Now the carpet's clean, the day's not lost, we learned the lesson. Now we're both dressed in our own skin, ready to face the world with a smile no matter what we face.
The fuck?
We cleaned it up, but it wasn't done. It left a stain, a little one.
Yeah.
We laughed about it, made a joke, and moved on. No more smoke, carpet incident blues, it's part of life. But we cleaned it, we laughed, and we survived.
Dude, we cleaned it.
No need to fight, just roll with the flow, 'cause life goes on no matter how slow.
Oh, man. There's a whole nother one.
That's right.
Dude, that's pretty good. All right, number 2. Please be good, too. Oh, yeah. It's the same lyrics, though. It's fine.
I woke up early, my day just begun. My dog was acting cute, but he had plans to stun. He slipped out of sight, I couldn't keep an eye. Now there's poop on my carpet, it's a real sigh. I tried to clean it, scrub with all my might, but it was stuck like a stubborn fight. I called for help, my neighbor came by, said, bro, it's okay, let's laugh and say goodbye. We cleaned it up, but it wasn't done. It left a stain, a little one. We laughed about it, made a joke, and moved on. No more smoke. Carpet incident blues, oh what a mess. Oh, but we cleaned it, we laughed and we blessed.
Oh, my God. It's Gavin DeGraw singing it, too.
Just roll with the flow. 'Cause life goes on, no matter.
Oh, I like the first one better, but wow. How many credits do you have? 0 now?
Oh, I was trying to fucking.
Wow, dude. Trying to what? Trying to what? Oh, man, this is pretty crazy stuff. It's good for this. It's good for funny stuff. Let's not make it about building a career of an AI person.
Yeah.
Out of a fake person. You know what I mean? Why do we got to do it for that? Why can't we just make funny shit? I wonder if you can tell it to make it sound like Morgan Freeman or something. You know what I mean? Make it sound like Tony Stark or something like that. Let's wrap this up in a second after this, and then we'll end on some boring shit. Also, this is a new thing. I wanted to give you one of these.
That's not.
Just to let you know that.
Hey, well, I'm out. Credits.
Are you? Just to let you know, I don't give a fuck. Okay, so that's for you. And yeah, you're welcome.
He just gave a fuck.
Oh.
I don't give a fuck.
Get it? Do you get it or no? I just want you to know that I had like many people ask me, hey, what the fuck's up with the podcast? Okay. You know what I told every one of them? Why don't you, ask Brad? And in typical fashion.
And you know what's crazy? In typical fashion, no one asked Brad.
Because they're afraid of what's gonna. They're afraid of they're afraid of the consequences. That's why.
Of asking me?
Yeah.
I'm like, well.
And you're like, listen.
I don't have AC in my car.
And you do a kamehameha.
And I do a.
One of those.
Yeah. I throw up.
You do a fucking mama say, mama sa, mama sa.
You know what's wild?
What?
I felt like I was going to throw up in my dream last night. Is that weird?
Yeah, it is. Sure is, yeah.
And I never did. But in my dream, I was... It's probably good.
That means your stomach hurt right then, like actually. And then you know what I mean? Your brain was coming up with something to tell it that. And you probably should have woke up and taken care of it. But you didn't probably, right?
Well, let's end on that. Because you can look that shit up. What does it mean to feel nauseous?
Dream about feeling like, dream about being nauseous. We don't know anything about dreams, Brad. It's not going to be a good... Feeling nauseous in a dream can indicate several things, ranging from a physical response to emotion, distress, or a reflection of your internal state. It might be a sign of something you've eaten before bed, or underlying health issue, diabetes, or even a metaphorical representation of feeling sick, which you usually tell people all the time. You just tell people you're sick, even though you're not.
Yeah.
Something of your waking life. Yeah, you got to stop telling people you're sick when you're not.
Nah. No. Okay, so actually nauseous, and that's not what we're talking about. Underlying health.
Ashley nauseous? Who's that?
Ashley nauseous?
Yeah, who's that?
What? Underlying health.
Yeah. And
if you're stressed in real life, you can be stressed in your dreams. Like, okay. Metaphorical. Emotional toxins.
But no, I don't even care about any of this stuff because nobody even knows what the fuck happens when we dream.
For sure.
Nobody knows what's going on.
It is weird. Do you have a recurring dream?
I used to have one a lot. I don't anymore. But I used to have a dream that, I used to spend a ton of time at my grandparents growing up, and it would always happen there. But I had it afterwards in other places too, like a bunch. Mainly when I was like a teenager, but I fucking would have this dream that I would be sleeping, and it would be like a sleep paralysis thing. But I would lift up off the bed, float like I'm still laying down, float out of the bedroom, down the hallway, literally still, can't scream, can't move, nothing. Float all the way down the hallway, go right over the banister where it's a 12, 15-foot drop down to the first floor, and literally just hover right over it, out, and then wake up.
That's good.
And I think the real reason why is because my uncle, Tyler's dad, when I was a little kid, picked me up by my ankles and held me over the thing. So it traumatized
That's like
me.
a scary movie, though.
Yeah. It was a really bad one. I did not like that.
Is that the worst dream you ever had? That you're willing to share?
No, I mean, if I had any worse, I probably don't even remember them. But yeah, that's it. I've had that dream like 150 times. So
I've had weird nightmares as a kid, but I don't remember too many. I remember one from the cookhouse. It was kind of like a paralysis thing, but I saw myself, and I just saw something with all the lights off in the house. Something open the back door, come inside, open my bedroom door, and you see a side shot of me sleeping, and grabs my leg, and is pulling me off the bed.
Cool.
And I wake up.
You're watching yourself.
Watching myself get pulled off the bed, and I can feel it.
Neat.
And I can feel it, and I wake myself up screaming no, but you were sleeping, so you go, no. And then I woke up.
And that's the type of shit that makes you want to like put a camera in your room to see what the fuck's going on, if there's stuff going on.
Have you had a lucid dream recently?
No, not recently. I want to say one more dream. I might have said it on the podcast before, but when I was a little kid and when I lived in that old house growing up in North Kingsville, it was like a 150-year-old house we moved in. That our dog used to sleep in the basement. It was like unfinished, looked scary, obviously. And turn all the lights off. Obviously, my dad and my stepdad both were always like, just like everyone's dad, turn the lights off all the time. And would get up, and he'd get up in for work in the morning, and almost every morning the lights would be on in the basement. And I fell asleep one night, dude, and I swear to God, it felt literally exactly like someone reached up underneath my pillow, grabbed my neck, like right where my shoulders are at, like where you'd be laying under your pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nice little, and I just didn't move, didn't do anything, didn't scream, nothing. I was wide awake, wasn't sleeping, nothing, just laying there. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah?
oh, yeah? Hey, I'm here.
You don't know if you're going to cry or shit.
Dude,
or
it was so scary, dude. And I think, was it Fawn Lake? My dad and his ex-girlfriend, pretty sure it was Fawn Lake, when I used to come out here before I moved out here. He was with this girl. And they said that they had a ghost in their apartment. And I'm like, neat. I'm a little kid. You'd be sitting there and you'd see like, it looked like somebody like ran their finger down the long blinds that are in front of the sliding glass door.
That's good.
And they kept saying like, it's just, no, he's a friendly ghost. Like he doesn't do anything. He just lets us know that he's around, whatever. And we left in her car one day. And she said that he sometimes would do stuff in her car. And we were pulling out of the driveway or out of the parking lot there. And the radio just the radio wasn't even on. And it was just fully cranked as loud as the volume goes in the car. Ah! And we all literally freak out. Me, my sister, and my dad. And they're just like, oh, it's, I forget what they called him, George or something. Oh, it's just George. And I'm like, you're a little kid. I'm like, nah, dude. What do you mean?
You ever ask him about that?
No.
Maybe
I
you
should. I should. Yeah. That'd be a good question.
Yeah. I had one lucid dream that was pretty crazy. I had another one that was pretty simple.
Yeah.
But there was one where I was literally in a fucking like sports utility closet. But there was like a maze of lockers to get to like fucking cones and soccer, like that. Just a bunch of loose fucking sports shit. And I realized I was dreaming. So instead of walking around the lockers to get to that shit, I just jumped and I floated around the lockers. That's the last lucid dream I had. The one before that was crazy. I woke up in the condo.
This is recent?
Like, I lived at the cookhouse. Wabba. So, within the last 5 years.
Thanks.
Woosa. But yeah, in the last like 5 years. But I woke up at the condo. Realized, like, it felt like this. Realized I was in my childhood bed. And I'm like, oh. Okay. All my guitars.
See, like, I fuck with that.
My desks. Like,
that's awesome. I would love to do that.
I had that bin of like 10 guitars. Yep. Big mixer. Window.
Dude, I remember, I forget how old I was. It was before I was in the other bedroom. There was 2 different bedrooms I was in that house I grew up in. It was before Brooke was born. But I had this desk and I got this whistle from like the arcade or something, and it sounded like a record scratching. It was like it sounded like that. And I made on pieces of paper, drew out records, and taped them to that desk, and I would literally sit there with the whistle and then I had one of those fucking those little mini air organs, that Crust had at the old studio. Dude, but yeah, no, I don't. There was other scary shit that happened there. I don't really remember.
I had one paralysis one when I still lived at the condo. And it was everything you said, but I didn't leave my room. I went up to my ceiling fan and I started spinning.
Like with it?
The fan didn't work. It wasn't like that, but it was like I lifted up. And it was one of those where it was like I raised up. So I could see me, but it's like blurry. But I could see like the periphery of my room, and I just started and just spinning like crazy. And then there was another dream that was weird where, isn't it weird when you dream and you open your eyes for a second and you see your room and then you close them again and you're right back in the dream? Does that happen to you?
I feel like that's only happened like a couple of times, and if it does, like I really don't remember. Like the dream has to be super, super crazy or memorable for me to remember. Like there's been other way crazier dreams that I've had. I can't remember them right now. Like I've had like crazy ass dreams. I remember this one. I wrote it down. This is more funny, not like scary. I wish I had that notebook out here. I wrote it down when I woke up because it was so funny. But we were at my mom's old house, that house where they lived with, that had all those greenhouses on the property. And we were in the garage, which it was one of those houses that was like on a hill, and then the garage was like underground.
Yeah.
So it was the basement, obviously. It was like attached to the garage. But anyway, we're all down in the garage, and there's people for some reason outside shooting arrows at us. Don't know who it was. Don't know why. And we're all in the garage, me and my mom, my sisters, and we're like, what the? And we look out, and Toby is out in the yard, and he literally, I'm not kidding, jumped like 200 feet in the air. Like it was like a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie. Some fucking rampage shit. Literally comes up and fucks all the everything, and we're literally sitting there throwing like little kid bikes and stuff at the people. Like we don't have weapons. We're throwing like tricycles and stuff at them. And I wrote that all down, and I wish I had it out here so I could read it because it sounds way funnier from just waking up and trying to write it down.
And you never remember when it's happening.
You ever done that? Try to write shit down after?
Yeah, but like I would do that for like 2 or 3 days and then stop. And that's just
actually
being
how
lazy.
you lucid dream.
But
you have to write stuff down.
But I remember, like you were saying, I more remember shit that happened, not the full dream. Like I will always remember this because it happens every single time. So it's a reoccurring thing. Anytime I drive in a dream, the brakes don't work or they suck.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've had.
Every single time. Every single time, even if I'm going 35.
I got 2 other ones for you. Dude, those dreams of the driving dreams, because I used to drive Amish when we were doing construction, and we would drive from Ashtabula all the way to Mason, Ohio, which is Cincinnati, yeah. So it's like a 4-hour drive or a little longer. And we'd get there at like 7:30 in the morning after picking up 4 people. So we left at 1:30. I left my house at 1:30. Or 1, I think it was. Whatever. So I'd get there and I'd
went
take
to bed at 7.
We'd get there and they'd go start working and I'd take a nap in the truck.
Like the night before. You'd go to bed at like 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, which was a fun time in the middle of summer when you're 21, 22. So no, we'd get there at like 7:30 and I'd take a nap. I'm like, all right. And there was one dream I had where I fall asleep and I wake up in the dream in the truck, and my boss's brother is walking around outside at the construction site where we're building this hotel with a bowl of Fruit Loops. Okay? With 2 like 12 out of 10s. Like super good looking women. And they're just walking next to him through this Amish guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I like roll the window and I'm like, what the? And he's like, come on, man. And I'm like, what? They all get in the truck and we start driving, dude. And I'm sleeping. So I'm dreaming like we're just driving, and I drive off the road and we're driving over on the grass on the side of the highway, just boom, and just fucking shit up and getting fucked up, driving over here and driving.
Milk's everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm sleeping. So
Yeah.
like, and then I crash, and they all get out, and they're like, later, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then I get back in, and it's driving off the road the whole time, just literally crashing the whole time because I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And then I had another one in the same time, like, I don't know if it was the same day or what, but sleeping at the same place after we got there. And when we used to work out in Sandusky, we'd drive across the Sandusky Bay out there to go get to the places we were building. And one time I dreamt that we were driving across, and I fell asleep and drove right over and right out into the lake. And we were literally in the air for like 5 minutes, and we were all like looking at each other. 4 of us in the truck were just like, and just splash right in and then I'm like, dude, I gotta stop sleeping in the truck, dude, because those are the worst dreams, dude, I think that I've ever had. Those were so scary, dude.
Did you have any bad dreams like that when you would crash like at the cookhouse and sleep in your truck?
No, that probably had a lot to do with like being inebriated.
I just meant like it is kind of crazy how that became yours.
Yeah.
So like, you still have it.
Yeah, because that was way
There's
back
a lot
then.
of energy in that truck.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot of years. A lot of stuff.
When did you get that truck?
2019.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to talk about it, but you've almost had that truck for a decade, which is nauseating.
Well, it's 6 years, yeah.
I mean, it's not 2 years ago.
It was like March of 2019. Or was it the year before? No, it was 2019. Yeah, because then that winter was when COVID happened. And then the next March is when it all popped off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it wasn't March because I started in like the winter time. The first house we were building was on the lake, and it was horrid.
You've talked about it a little bit. How long did it take for you to get it?
So I'm a little different than most of the other people that he had working for him ever, because it's either an Amish person and they already know how to do stuff, or it's a random white guy driver that doesn't usually work. I actually knew how to read a tape measure and stuff before I started. So, like, the first day he let me start cutting and shit, he was like, he'd give me a measurement and then he'd stand over my shoulder, and I'm like, and then he finally asked me, he's like, like 5/8, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, cool. Like, yeah. But when it comes to like all the other shit, like how to actually do, use the saw and how you can bevel it and all the other different shit.
What was the first thing you did that you didn't know how to do? Was it like wall foundation? Was it floors? Was it drywall? Like, what was the first thing you did that you needed to learn everything?
I mean, all of it, really.
And was it quick, or did it take like a couple weeks?
No, it took a little while, but like I was different. Like I was a lot different to where like you know how I am at work. I'm not trying to fuck up. So like that I was very upfront in telling him like, hey, I don't really know. You're like kind of my mentor. So like I'm going to ask you a million things if I don't want to fuck up. So like I might be annoying as fuck, because I don't know if you've ever had that type of job, but when it's a couple people working and it all depends on how much material you have, and that's how much money you're going to make, and you don't really want to spend extra money on extra material, so you can't fuck up.
Yeah.
Because everything's priced out by only what the house needs.
Yeah.
So like you can't fuck up. You can't be just fucking cuts up and doing, you know what I mean? You can't fuck up. So we would do stuff, and the one guy that worked with us, he would mess up all the time, and my boss would flip out. And he's like, the dude that would mess up is like a 34-year-old dude, and he's like, I don't need this. Like, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I get it, but stop fucking up also.
Did he ever like lash out at like the kids or anything?
Yeah. And he lashed out at me a couple of times, and I had to literally straight up be like, hey, nah, I'm a little different than everyone else. So we don't need to, you know what I mean?
Because even back then, it's funny to think about. You're like, listen, I'm 22.
Yeah, I was like, because I don't want to get to the point where I'm like, because I respected him, but I don't want to ever get mad enough to be like, hey, you stopped going to school when you were 11. You know what I'm saying? That's where,
Dear.
that's my thing, is like they stop going to school when they're in 8th grade, however old you are when you're not
13.
11, but yeah, like 13, 14, yeah. So
And how did you meet him?
he's my mom's neighbor across the street. Right across the street.
And as far as you know, is he still there?
No, the house got foreclosed on, and he was on
Ooh.
the 5th floor of the Ashbula Hospital, which is the crazy floor. That is the mental ward. That was last summer. And I don't know what happened to him since then. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they moved somewhere like close to where they were at. But that's the thing with those with Amish people, is like if they're down bad, or like they lose their, they lose a bunch of money or something happens, that's the whole point of the Amish community, is they take care of them.
Yeah.
Or like their family does, or that's the whole point of the way they do stuff. So that's why now, especially in like 2025, you see there's a bunch that are like pieces of crap that take advantage of their parents and stuff their whole entire lives, and they're still 40 years old with their own family, and like their parents are taking care of them. Like it's like, hedge fund Amish guys.
Did you ever go to like downtown Amish? Like, have you ever been on a fucking, like maybe I was thinking more.
I did
him.
a bunch of stuff with him. Like we went to gun shows and stuff, and those were wild experiences.
Like, because I know they're not all fucking like Amish plantations.
Gun auctions, I mean.
Like Amish plantations. But have you been to a fucking
Big compound one like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they would do horse auctions and stuff. That's a lot of the places that they'd be at. They'd be at big places like that where, what's the big family out there? The Detweilers or something like that. They have a bunch of money, and their whole, it looks like you think. It looks like a president lives there. And there's like 8 houses on the property because the whole family lives there. You know what I mean?
And is it the same? Like, there's no electricity, nothing like that? Like,
yeah, no. I mean, if they do, like they can have stuff that runs on batteries. So there's just different types of Amish people. Like I don't know what specific type that they were. They weren't like Mennonites or anything like that. But they had, a toilet inside. Like they lived in a house that regular English people lived in before.
Yeah.
So it has all that stuff. So they can run on batteries. They just can't be gas powered.
Which is kind of wild. Because you can.
But like he used my stepdad's tractor all the time, and like they break the rules a lot. It's just they can't own stuff like that. Like he can't own that tractor. He can borrow it. But that's what's like.
What about the phone thing?
Technically, they can have phones,
battery.
but they can have phones. They just have to, when they're at home, they can't use them. But all of them do. So it's like anything.
Did they ever talk about like all these crazy drives and shit like that? Because clearly, when you're driving to Mason, you're driving through Amish country too.
No, we didn't.
I mean, if you're going through like 75 and all that shit, like, or 71 even, like when you're down by, you're not even at Columbus yet. Like you're in Ashland, Mansfield.
I mean, maybe some out there,
like,
but
did they know did more Amish ever show up? So like you're in Sandusky and like.
There was a couple of crews that worked out in Sandusky that were Amish. And the other one was a roofing crew. And then the other one was a mason crew. So all the foundations to the houses and stuff.
I'll never forget when Sean took me to Kelly's Island for the first time. And there's a part of Kelly's Island where they had the timeshare where it's like a trailer park. But it's like, the plot of land that like the Twin Oaks sign is on? that tiny little
Yeah.
like drainage thing.
Yeah.
It was like a little bigger than that. So it had like 4 trailers all parked sideways, and it was all Amish right there. I'm like, that's so crazy. Any of these like flirting with Midwest states, Ohio, Indiana, rural Illinois, dude, there's so many Amish people. Pennsylvania.
Dude, it's just funny because they came from like Denmark, like Germany and stuff.
Like,
It doesn't make any sense.
and it's not, obviously it's not 100% true, but like when Family Guy makes jokes about it, like, and talking about the year, like, we use technology up until this year and how those sectors are different, where I think it's like sometime in early 19th century, they're like, anything made after this, we don't use. It's like, why?
But
That's wild.
But that's the thing is a bunch of them do use it. I think about it all the time. That'd be crazy to be growing up Amish right now. In the world we live, be nuts.
Because maybe it's the same with your mom, but where my mom's at, it's literally on a state road.
Yeah.
Or like county line road or whatever. Like it's one of those. And her neighbors are actually Amish.
Yeah.
Full, like when I go down to see her, I see 10 buggies.
Yeah. And
it's 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, so you see one and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, same with my mom. You've never been out there?
No. I've probably been out there, like through it.
I thought you were out there before.
I'd been to Roaming Shores before.
So 322 goes all the way there. 322 goes all the way to...
322 is Mayfield Road.
Yeah. It goes all the way to PA.
Yeah.
So it goes right past where my mom lives, right there, and then like 25 more minutes you're in Pennsylvania.
Well, it's still super rich right there, but I worked in Newberry.
Yeah, we
that
was where that big giant, I have a picture of it, that huge barn that we had to go fix from that Amish crew that messed everything up. They were face nailing siding and stuff to the, you know how you like there's a strip on the siding where you put the nail through?
The nail fin.
They put nails through the actual siding.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And they're a siding crew.
Yeah.
Like they do siding. So we had to go fix everything there.
Windows were always easier to install like that. We called it nail fin, where it was that little fucking shark fin that had all the nail holes on the top.
Yeah, that was the first place that we did siding.
But it's nice.
Don't want anything to do with that. No, it makes you feel good.
No, I mean like go like another like 20 minutes west from there.
Oh no, I like it out there. There was yeah, that's what started the whole thing. Is the people that we came to fix all their shitty work. While they were working, they got permission from the guy that they were working for to hunt on his property. And then they fucked him all over. And then he said, don't come and hunt on my property anymore. And they still were. And he had cameras out there and stuff. And they took them all down and stole them. So it caused this whole thing. And my boss called him up and yelled at him and stuff. And it was like, it was crazy. It was like I was watching a TV show because I was there for the whole thing. And he's yelling at him in Amish and stuff. And he got off the phone. And he was like, I don't remember if he said it first, but I'm like, I gotta know what the hell you just said. Like, and then he was just like, no, I just told him I was gonna kick his ass, and you know what I mean? Like, don't come over here or whatever. And we went out there, and they had put their own stuff up there, and then a tree stand and stuff. And my boss and his nephew, we went out there, and they took all their shit. It was awesome, dude. Yeah, that was out in Newberry. That was a good time.
I think
that truck was there for all that too.
Because I was more of a Kingsman Road guy.
Yeah.
Because I was off of Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
You can take 322 and it cuts through Auburn.
Yeah, it's like 322 and 534 and all those out there.
Sugar and Boulevard, Kingsman,
534 and 528.
State Route 6.
528 goes to Geneva. 534 or 534.
Because when you're in Newberry, there's only two things that are close: Mayfield and Chardon, and I guess Solon. But like if we had to go anywhere or do anything, that's where we went.
And that Air Force base is out there?
We would go to the Walmart in Chardon so much. And that's a big one, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, that was
That's a big one.
super Walmart. You remember that shit?
Super Kmart. We should probably wrap this up.
When
Nobody
it
cares
was
about
a
Super
different
Walmart.
looking Walmart.
Brad, why don't you give us your final thoughts? It's been about a month. So, things that are happening, things that you want to happen. Summer's here, and it's going to be gone in the blink of an eye. Go ahead and, yeah.
Take a break every once in a while.
Break a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
There you go. I can't eat it, but he can. I'm going on a trip soon. I'm excited about that. I think a trip is nice every once in a while.
Where you going?
I'm going to the East Coast. Driving to Scranton, halfway, Electric City, and then finishing the drive to Providence.
What?
Providence. And go to Boston and shit like that. I'm trying to go to Fenway Park. Catch a Red Sox game.
Have you been to Philly?
No. It's far. From Pravi, it's like 3 hours. And dude, this drive is already gonna suck because Scranton's like.
You renting a car?
Yeah, Scranton's like 4.5 hours, and then the rest of the drive is 5 hours. Because we're staying one night in
Okay,
Scranton.
back to the final thoughts.
Yeah, so take a trip. It's nice to see different things. Just have a good time. Work hard. Because if you work hard, when the summer starts and it starts to get hot, but you work hard, so you got a little bit of that quiche, you can turn your air conditioning on if you're so lucky, or crank your window unit, do whatever. But if you got it like that, come on. So you're not better than anybody. Stop sweating, okay?
I sweat a lot. All right. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for being here with us again. And
Thanks.
yeah, Brad's got a screwdriver on his shirt. And yeah,
We're screwed.
hope you like the new improvements. And and yeah, thanks for stopping. Okay. And this is When I Wake Up. My name's Tanner. Oops, that's the intro. That's Brad.
That's the intro.
And that's the outro.
That was real.
All right. And I got to pee.